consumers really care? How much do they care about transparency as compared to some other things they care about, like price and quality? I would add another thought to that. Do they care about transparency equally for every company? Someone gets in here every industry, or is it different by industry? And let's put forward the case of Apple Computer and discuss it discuss those questions from that standpoint. How many of you own an Apple product? Okay, pretty much everybody. Let me try this. How many don't own an Apple product? All right, so we have, all right. How many people in this room are aware that Apple has had substantial supply chain issues in the media in the last year? Okay, how many of those people who are aware of it still own the Apple product? How many of you will buy another one when you get a chance, despite knowing that? Almost everybody. There's my case. How do we explain what Apple Computer gets away with when companies like Timberland and Nike and others are held to a different standard?
So I'd start by saying Apple is one of the historically most non-transparent corporations in the world. That it is famous for controlling all information, and Steve Jobs being really a genius of marketing and controlling the media and spinning the media. And until about 2 years ago, Apple did not even really admit that they had factories, that they had supply chain, right? They wouldn't even admit that, right? Right, exactly. These fairies that made these products. And, I think to Theo's point on the transparency side, we, before the first iPhone launched, we all, and before this most recent 4S launched, we had read 200 blog postings on the estimates of the screen size and the memory and all the apps and blah, 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 and we knew almost nothing about where it was made, how it was made, under what conditions, and what the full impacts were, until recently. But in the last year, we rated cell phones a good guide, we've seen a really interesting explosion of awareness and concern based on scandals, unfortunately, about coltan, the metals coming from Congo, the tan, the tantalum that go in, the tantalum and the tin that go in to make the vibrate mode on your phone. So war-torn regions of Africa become an issue in cell phones. Suicides in Foxconn plants. 12 suicides in 1 year at Foxconn that produces the iPhone. 300 workers sick at Wintech, the factory that produces the screen. All of a sudden, consumers are actually aware of these issues that were never on the conversation before. E-waste went from no issue, a topic that academics debated about life cycle, to consumers asking, where does this stuff go after I'm done with it? Where does it go? And we've seen, with the new CEO, Tim Cook, actually flew to China, has actually dealt with some of the issues in Foxconn, has admitted they've had problems, has actually cut factories from their supply chain, has allowed activists in China for the first time to go in and talk to their factories. So this is still a company with massive problems. They're one of the only major companies to pull out of the carbon disclosure project. They are still historically non-transparent, but they're being forced by the market and by consumer awareness, by scandals, by the media, by NGOs, by consumers who want their products, who love their products, but that are saying, we want your products, but we want them to be clean and safe and healthy and socially responsible. So even the most non-transparent company is being forced to change.
Now, if Apple were to continue down the road they've been going, Dara's painting a positive future picture here, but if they continue down this road, how many of you in the audience who own an Apple product would not buy another one, despite all the attributes that you love?
That's what I wanted to point
Well,
out.
if they go down the road of more supply chain troubles like the ones Dara has outlined, how many of you would not buy an Apple product that you would otherwise have bought? Not many, because you love the products, don't you? Because they're so damn good.